Hello, welcome to a second video in our three-part series on the use of the Trimble C5 total station. My name is Jack O'Dwyer.
And my name is Jordan O'Clerkin. And in this video we will demonstrate how to navigate through the Trimble Access operating system in order to complete an accurate setup of the machine.
This is the first part of the video, which will focus on freestationing. The objectives for this part of the video are to learn how to set up the total station using the Trimble Access operating system while freestationing, to understand the difference between freestationing and setting up over a known control point, and how to accurately shoot a target using the total station. Later on in the video, we will demonstrate how to set up the machine over a known control point. The method of freestationing is demonstrated in this sketch. Freestationing requires the user to backsight to at least two known control points, and from there the total station can determine its location using triangulation by measuring the angles and slope distances between the points. The machine can be set up anywhere by freestationing, provided it can backsight to at least two control points. However, for this video we will use three separate control points. The method of setting up over a known control point is demonstrated in this sketch. This involves setting up the total station directly above a known control point and backsighting once to a control point. The total station can then determine its location via triangulation by measuring the slope distance and the angles. The first step to setting up the machine in preparation for setting out or surveying when freestationing is to go into the General Survey tab on the machine. Click onto the Jobs tab and select a new job to create a new job. After this, you must give the new job a name. For the purposes of this video, we decided to call the job for this video Test 1. We will be leaving the coordinate system and units as shown, and the template from the previous job will be sufficient. But it is possible to link files and maps to the total station for reference. Click Accept and the new job will be created. After the new job has been created, we must key in the coordinates of the control points. Click on the Key In tab and then click on Points to key in the control points. Seeing as we are freestationing, the coordinates of at least two control points that we are backsighting to must be known. This differs to setting up over a known control point, where only one backsight point needs to be known. However, we are going to use three control points as it provides more accurate setup. Each point must be given a name, a code, for this video we will use code target, and the easting, the northing and the elevation of each control points has to be inputted into the total station. Click the control point box to ensure that the point will be logged as control point on the total station. Click Store to store the point, and repeat this for the remaining control points. Once this step is complete, click Escape. After this, you click into the Measure tab in the home screen and click the Resection tab to set up the machine by freestationing. Now, you have to click into the Instrument Point Name tab and give the machine's current location a name. For this video, we called it S1. Measure the height from the bottom of the ground up to the crosshair at the side of the machine and enter this distance as the instrument height. We called the code for this point Target. Make sure the Compute Station Elevation box is ticked and click Accept. The Resection Phase 1 prompt will then appear on screen. You then click into the drop-down box labelled Point Name and click the List button. This allows you to select the control point in question that you will backsight to first. The code will once again be named Target. Make sure that the target height is correct. Ours will be 0 as you are using wall targets. If you are using a prism pole, then a target height will be the corresponding height on the prism pole. Make sure that the backsight box is ticked and that the method measures both angles and distance. Once this is done, you must backsight to the control point in question. Move the machine's telescope to within a reasonable distance from the control point. You do this by using the optical on the very top of the machine. This allows you to place the telescope in the general area of the control point. This method allows you to quickly locate and hence shoot the control point accurately. Once this is done, you can then lock the slow movement wheels in place in both the horizontal and vertical planes. The locks are located here at the slow movement wheels. The locks only allow slow movement wheel motions. It restricts the swivel motions, allowing you to more accurately move the crosshair in position. The slow movement wheel at the face of the total station, the same side as the touchscreen, is the vertical wheel, and the wheel located at the side of the total station next to the optical plummet is the horizontal movement wheel. A clockwise rotation of the horizontal wheel causes the telescope to move to the left, and a clockwise rotation of the vertical wheel causes the telescope to move up. This allows you to more accurately line up the crosshair with the target. As you can see in the video, Jordan is using the slow movement wheels to accurately line up the crosshair with the target. The locks must be engaged in order to use the movement wheels on the machine. The Trimble C5 total station has a built-in autofocus function that will automatically focus the crosshair once you are close to your target. However, it is good practice to manually focus in and out when lining up the shot to ensure maximum accuracy. The small focus wheel at the optic focuses the crosshair itself, whereas the large focus wheel focuses on the background, the target. Once you are satisfied that it lines up perfectly, click Measure and the machine will take the measurement. Do this for the next control point and a prompt will appear demonstrating how accurate the reading was. This will specify the accuracy of the measurement in relation to the angles, in degrees, minutes and seconds. You can view the results of your resection by clicking on the Results tab here. You can view the coordinates of your machine as well as the degree of error of the setup, and if this is satisfactory, you can click Store to complete the station setup. However, we will be using 3 control points, so click Escape and on the very bottom, click Add another point for the third control point. And as done before, measure the control point. After all 3 points have been backsighted, you can then look at the results of the setup. If they are within the tolerance range, the machine setup is fine and allowable, and it will show the coordinates of the machine. Once this is completed, you can then move on to set out survey. For the second part of this video, we will focus on setting up over a known control point. The objective for this part of the video is to learn how to set up the total station using the Trimble Access operating system while setting up over a known control point. Similarly to setting up via freestationing, you need to create a new job. Our job will remain as Test 1. Once in the Measure tab, click the Station Setup tab and then click Accept. Then you'll be brought into the prompt where you'll have to give the station over the known control point a name, typically the name of the point. Give it a code, measure the height of the total station from the control point to the crosshair on the side of the total station, as well as specify the coordinates of the control point. For this video, our control point that we're setting up over has the coordinates of 1000 in the eastings, 1000 in the northing, and 100 in the elevation. Click the control point box to ensure that it is logged as a control point. The next step is to input the details of the point you're backsighting to. As we already have put in the coordinates of our control points, you can click the drop-down menu and the point's name in the list menu, and the code and coordinates will be inputted automatically. It is important to ensure that the target height is correct. Depending on the point you're backsighting to, the target height will change. If you're backsighting to a control point on a wall, the target height will be 0. However, if you're backsighting to a prism pole, the target height will be equal to the height specified on the prism pole. Ensure that the method measures both angles and distance. Once you're satisfied that the crosshair lines up with the target, click Measure and the measurement will be taken. A prompt for the final station setup will appear, where you can see the difference in the vertical and horizontal planes. You can check the level of error within the setup, as well as the location of the machine. If these are within the allowable tolerance, click Store and the machine setup will be complete.
This video detailed how to navigate through the Trimble Access operating system.
The next video will deal with setting out and surveying as well as other advanced functions found in the Trimble C5 total station.